What's going on, guys? Zenix back here with another top 5 of that episode of The Flash. So there's a lot of Cisco stuff going on this episode and his kind of transformation into being Vibe, and it's actually the first time this episode where I'm pretty sure he actually refers to himself as Vibe. So let's get right into that, starting off with number 5. HR's world was once invaded by a neighboring Earth, and there was a war because of it, and this resulted in a law that if anyone travels interdimensionally from that specific Earth, so Earth 19, like if anyone travels from that Earth anywhere interdimensionally, they will be put to death. Now, Gypsy has come to collect HR because he obviously broke this whenever he came to Earth 1, and her powers actually really closely mirror Cisco's, and they have like the same abilities, creating breaches, you know, shooting those cool vibe waves out, and it's kind of scary how close they are. The only difference is really their color. She has a red color whenever she shoots these waves, whereas he has more of a blue color. Now, Cisco hasn't really developed his powers yet, but he challenges her for the possession of Wells, and he does this because obviously he wants to keep Wells and stuff, but it makes him have to do some training. So on to number 4. Cisco, training time. He manages to shoot his vibrational waves at a wall, transport himself from the ground through a breach to ceiling supports, and by the time he does face Gypsy though, he manages to fully suit up with the vibe goggles, gauntlets, and the suit. So that's pretty cool to see finally. We actually saw him and Killer Frost in a future vibe of his have like a battle, and in this battle he's wearing the suit, but this is the actual first time that he's wearing it in battle, so pretty cool. Number 3. When Gypsy comes to collect HR, Wally shows up and uses his super speed to try to stop her, and whenever he's running towards her, she somehow makes him just stop dead in the center of his tracks, and he's just stuck there. So this is obviously a really interesting and powerful ability, because if Cisco could learn this, he could easily defeat Savitar by just using that move. And then I'm pretty sure whenever Gypsy and him fought, they had like a time where they were both kind of exhausted, so I guess it's kind of dependent on how long they can hold it, but he could definitely help in trying to defeat Savitar. Number 2. When Julian is talking about Barry's speed and what he originally had whenever he got his powers, like how fast he was compared to now, compared to how fast he needs to be in order to reach Savitar in 0.1 seconds, it's just mind-boggling because there's no way that he can do that. Now, later in the episode, we actually find out that Barry wants to train Wally in order to be the one who saves Iris, because he's just been going faster, faster, and faster. And this is kind of like the comics, but I feel like he's going to peak kind of like Barry. He's going to have his limits, and he'll have to, you know, get more speed force, or have Barry transfer some of his speed force over to Wally so that he can be that much quicker. But another clue that we get is how Cisco and Gypsy can create breaches. And this is really important, because what they can do is set up a breach so Barry goes through it whenever he's at the Savitar and Iris scene in the future. He can set that up, go through it, like end up behind Savitar and just pull him away or something. Or he could kill Savitar before he even touches Iris or gets near her. So this could possibly be to his advantage if Cisco can learn how to properly time his breaches and where to place them. Number 1. Cisco used his interdimensional traveling ability earlier this season, and this is whenever he brought himself and Caitlin to save Barry from Savitar. Afterwards though, Caitlin said that his body experienced somewhat of a mini stroke, but whenever he faced up with Gypsy this episode and he was making breaches, he was shooting out vibrational waves, and he was perfectly fine after the fact. So this could mean that Vibe will play a bigger part in defeating Savitar than we initially expected, and it could just mean that there's going to be a lot of friendly duels that could happen. So I hope you guys enjoy my top 5 Easter eggs of this episode of The Flash. I'll see you guys next week. Peace.